watching Glitter Gel Pen.
A lifelong, one-sided conversation of us consuming every pop culture podcast ever. Glitter Gel Pen has joined the chat.
Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to Glitter Gel Pen.
Episode 23. I'm Jill.
And I'm Alyssa.
And before we get started, if you want me to look out my window tonight and see Hailey Bieber peering through like the stalker that she is, hit that subscribe button.
Don't forget, hit subscribe. Speaking of Hailey Bieber.
The saga continues.
Yeah, this week was interesting.
It was full of Hailey and Justin drama, honestly.
We were a part of it, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So there was some speculation that Hailey Bieber unfollowed Justin Bieber after he had a questionable live stream where he seemed, in my opinion, to look like he was on something. He had deactivated his Instagram immediately after this weird live stream, which we'll show you a clip of, and we'll watch that. But Hailey Bieber said that the unfollow was, she commented on someone's post and said that it was a glitch.
Like a glitch when, like, you know, that kind of thing happens.
I believe that she wouldn't unfollow him kind of because, like, why would she do that to herself? She already knows what the internet is saying.
Yeah. I honestly believe this one, okay? This is like a first for the Hailey and Justin saga where I believe the excuse they're putting out, you know? I just think, like you said, why would she do that to herself? And then also,
he has got to get off his phone.
Yeah.
There was a point in my life where I had the most unexplainable panic attacks. My anxiety had reached a level I'd never seen before, and I had no idea what was going on. The only thing that gave me any relief was therapy. Therapy taught me coping mechanisms on how to deal with these really intense feelings of panic and anxiety. I now know how to handle them without being completely debilitated, and therapy really saved me. It also allowed me a safe space to work through my thoughts and underlying issues that I hadn't even come to terms with. That's why I'm so excited that this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is on a mission to make starting therapy easier. All you have to do is fill out a questionnaire and you will match with a therapist in as little as 48 hours. If you decide that you don't feel comfortable with the therapist that you are matched with, you can easily switch until you find someone that makes you comfortable. BetterHelp finds licensed therapists and their customer support team is there if you have any questions. With over 7,000 reviews and 4.5 ratings on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform you can trust. If you're looking to try therapy, we've got a chance to save you some money. You can go to our link, betterhelp.com/glittergelpen, or click the link in our description to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. Now back to the show.
Well, we could watch the clip of the live stream if you want to.
Okay.
And we'll put that on the screen for you. I've been the shit. Yes. It makes me sad to see him like that because there's some conversation about it and it's like some people are saying it's given like Aaron Carter and that makes me so upset.
That makes me sad. I can't lose both of my childhood crushes.
No. Aaron Carter was the first boy I ever thought was like attractive.
Same. I used to sing to his poster.
Yeah. I had a CD case that I would sniff.
Yes, I couldn't do that because I have no sense of smell.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
it didn't smell like him. If that makes you feel better.
Okay, it does. He was my first concert.
I never saw him in concert. That would have been fun.
Yeah,
but whenever he was like doing, he almost had like a resurgence. Like he started doing podcasts and stuff, and I was stoked because I was like, oh my god, let Aaron Carter come back, be healthy, and like. We don't need him to be like the biggest pop star in the world, but just for like nostalgia, go on an I Want Candy tour. Like, oh, it would have been so much fun. But anyway, the comparison makes me sad though.
I'm like, though, looking at it, I'm not very well versed in drugs, right?
Me neither.
But it looks like drugs, but I'm like, what kind of drug? Because like, could he just be, have you ever just been really blitzed? Like blitzed AF?
Not like that. I just like, I have seen people high. When you get high, you like, when you're too high, you're either going to go nonverbal and shut up, or I don't know. I mean, just not that. That's his eyes are giving like pills of some kind, like a Xanax or,
Yeah, I can see that.
you know, something that would really chill you out or whatever, and kind of something to take away your anxiety like that, because the man is on Instagram Live.
That is true. He was like, he felt comfortable enough and like,
Yes.
like I this isn't suspicious. I'm good.
No, and what freaks me out about it is like everyone around him saying he's the happiest he's ever been, and like I'm telling you, we've talked about this and we said it on here before. This is not a person who's so committed to their faith and just indulged in the idea of Jesus. Like it's just no, it's not.
No, there's definitely more going on. And then, did you see that after Justin posted this live, Benny Blanco posted a TikTok of some bread in the rain?
I did not see this.
So let's look at the bread in the rain video.
This is bread, and it's sad in the rain. Ooh.
Oh my God.
And it's to Selena's song.
How does it feel to be forgotten?
Yeah.
It's almost sick. Like I get it. Like it's all for publicity. These people probably do crazy stuff to get like stand in the headlines and everything. But like, I think Justin Bieber isn't okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you know him personally, I don't know that I could be on the internet making jokes about it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's speculative that he was even referencing the live, but people just seem to think that he was, and they keep saying that he was calling him sad white bread.
God. And
Which, like, is just, that is funny to
Yeah,
me. Not
yeah.
Justin Bieber's situation, but
no,
that's
I get
funny.
it. But can you imagine that song, How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten? Like, people are assuming it's about Justin Bieber. I've also heard speculation that it was written on behalf of Taylor Swift, and it's about Maddie Healy. And it's like, y'all, come on.
Like, the Swifties are reaching sometimes.
I know. They're just like, oh, imagine this is about, like, they just want to imagine anything is about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But could you imagine, and I would never want to, like, say that this will happen or whatever, but, like, if something bad were to happen to Justin Bieber, if he was on drugs and something bad happened, imagine what people would say about Selena Gomez for putting that song out.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's like people blamed Ariana Grande for Mac Miller's death.
Mm-hmm.
They broke up years before that.
Yeah.
Like, just that stuff is scary to me. And I don't even think that song is about Justin Bieber. I don't think Selena Gomez she's not this lyricist of a songwriter. Like, someone wrote these songs for her.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't think they're that personal. I really don't.
I think they're taken from she said they're taken from, like, all different aspects of her life, like, even friendships. Like,
Yeah.
anything for songwriters can be inspiration.
This could be about the girl that she got the kidney from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I want to reimagine the song and imagine Francia.
Or I've seen that it's, like, written about her past self.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, just all kinds of things. Like,
Demi Lovato.
mm-hmm,
Hello.
It could be anything. But I do find it interesting that in these scenarios, when people are making fun of a celebrity who is on drugs or seemingly on drugs or whatever, it is like you're picking fun at him now and making fun, but like when he dies, you're going to be like, oh, Justin Bieber was like the best thing. You know, so I think we do need to have some empathy for him and his situation, which I feel that we do, but I'm just meaning the internet as a whole.
Yeah, and again, like the P. Diddy stuff going on, like we don't know how that's affecting him. I was listening to Dumois because I just wanted to hear if she had any like insight into the Justin Bieber thing, and what she said was that a source told her, and you know, whatever that means to her, but this almost sounded real. So Justin has struggled a lot with his mental health over the years, and Hailey has been like his like he's been very like codependent on her to like get through what he's going through. Mm-hmm. And now that they have a baby, her priority is now the child and taking care of the child, whereas Justin Bieber is still kind of going through his thing. And you've got the speculation of the stuff about Hailey Bieber, which is probably like affecting her, but it's also a pile onto him because he could be going through the argument with himself of like, was I manipulated into this? Was this an organized marriage? Did they use my religion against me to like get me into this thing? Mm-hmm. So you got all that potential stuff. And then he's also accepting the fact that he's a father now. And if bad things did happen to him as a child, and he was exploited, we know that. Mm-hmm. And there were a lot of older women that did things to take
and
advantage
said
of him.
inappropriate things.
Yeah,
and,
very, very publicly. And we don't know about P. Diddy, so that is what it is. But he's also, like, coming to grips being a father of a young boy, like, watching... Yeah, just you now have the perspective of that is a child. Like, I don't know. I could just see it really changing your perspective on it all.
It would.
Yeah, so the source that Dumois said, though, was that he's always been really codependent on Hailey, and now their dynamic has just changed because there's a new responsibility that's in the middle of them. So, like, he's just not handling it well, which I could see that. They say that child stars are, like, stunted at the age that they blew up, and, like, maybe he's dealing with things from then that there could be so many things happening with him.
And after, Benny's TikTok that people think was about his live and everything, I noticed last night that Justin seemed to be crashing out on his Instagram on his Instagram stories this time. Just not of himself, but the things that he was reposting were a little weird. So I have screenshotted that for us to look at.
Okay.
Spending millions on clothes, I've been making millions on clothes. Stay new money to the old, garbage state bitches and old.
That one to me was like proving, which we all know that he's at least smoking weed, right? I mean, he posts stuff smoking weed. That one, and then also the very first one in the story.
Like, do I give a fuck? No, not one. How many fucks do I give? 0. Exactly. So therefore your comment is irrelevant.
I feel like could be in response to
Yeah.
the internet, whether it's Benny, whether it's the internet, whatever. There's also more, so.
Okay. Okay.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
now.
no, that was serious. Like, I feel like he's posting all these stupid memes just to put those few in there in the middle so no one can be like, oh my God, like he's obviously talking about her or Benny Blanco or whatever, because it's like some of those were shots fired. They're just compressed between a bunch of memes that mean absolutely nothing to look like
That's
they're
exactly
nothing.
what I was thinking. So I was like, I just feel that I need to screen record this so that we have evidence of all that has unfolded.
That's crazy. I have this theory. So this theory is, it has to go along with the mindset that nothing is really wrong with Justin Bieber, right? So imagine he's just smoking a lot of weed and he's a happy new dad. There's no underlying issues happening. But he still misses Selena. Okay. So imagine like a world, because this is how men are, right? A girl like Selena has to watch Justin Bieber get married, have a baby, have a great career, sell his music catalog, and get a lot of money, like have all this success, all this happy stuff. She has to watch Hailey Bieber start a skincare line after Selena Gomez starts a beauty brand. Like, there's all these things. And Selena had to sit there, deal with it, accept it, do her own thing, not worry about it, whatever. Selena comes back with music. She releases one album, and Justin Bieber
Can't handle
he
it.
crashes out.
Yes.
Like, women, I'm telling you.
They can handle more. They're more mentally mature.
Yes, like, I just feel like, considering, like, and this theory has to be that if, like, Justin Bieber doesn't have a whole lot of underlying issues being the source of all this, like, he could just be being a baby about Selena having success, having a happy relationship, and, like...
And he's never had to watch her do this before, you know?
Never.
She got used to many years of watching him with Hailey, watching him be successful
And
without her.
Music is his thing. So, like, and Benny Blanco was one of his, like, really big partners.
And then she came in and swooped his little friend that made music with him, and then swooped everything.
Yes. And what is it in the Forgotten song where Selena Gomez says that they used to talk every day and now things are different? There was a theory that song could be about Benny Blanco and Justin Bieber's relationship and not about a girl.
Yeah.
Or not about Hailey Bieber. Whatever it was. I saw the theory, but if it's true, nothing's wrong with Justin Bieber and he's okay behind closed doors, he's crashing out about something.
Yeah.
He's either not okay or he's playing the man card, because
Yeah, and I think it's a little of both. I
Yeah.
think that, he's a man, so
Yeah.
he's...
Women, y'all know what we're talking about. When, like, you will be in an argument with your boyfriend, husband, whatever, they can say a lot of things to get under your skin, and you're like, not even worth the fight, not even worth the fight. You move on. And then whenever you say one little thing, but even though you're thinking 10 times worse in your head, but you say one little thing and your whole week is ruined.
It's World War II, baby, because they can't handle it.
Yeah,
They
like-
can't handle criticism. They
No.
can't handle having to deal with emotions and feelings. And, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
You
That's
turned into
just-
a men bash. Sorry about it.
Like I said last week, that's my crackhead under the house theory.
I agree, though. I think so.
There was speculation. Rain Dissick is Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick's child. He's 10 now, born in 2015.
I remember that there was a rumor back in the day because you remember those old pictures with Justin Bieber and Kourtney.
I kind of put some info about those in
Okay.
here, so I do remember
Yes.
that era.
So that era happened, and nobody really thought anything of it. People were jealous. Little girls were like, Kourtney Kardashian's
Yeah.
taking my man. Like,
Yeah.
But nobody really thought anything of it at the time. And then Kourtney ends up with a baby.
Yes, and her and Scott get back together. Well, Alabama has joined the party.
Oh.
So we discussed whatever we were talking about, the Alabama and Bad Baby beef. Like, imagine being one of the Kardashians and, like, you've got Alabama in your household who is Travis Barker's daughter, like, in the same house, like, beefing with people on Instagram Live.
Yes.
Like,
Have you seen the stuff about her permanently just getting ready? She's just always permanently getting
Yeah,
ready.
no.
She
That
is
is
always
hilarious.
in her, like, jammies and halfway done with her makeup. Always.
it's like she's stuck in a loop. Well, Alabama was on Instagram Live, and her 10-year-old little brother, Rain, responded to a random viewer's comment that he saw on live. And in the live, Rain can be heard saying, "No, he's not, bro. I swear, Justin Bieber is not my dad. Scotty is my dad." And I didn't watch the live, so I don't know in what tone that was said. It just made me laugh. And he said, "I don't know how old my mom was, but I think Justin Bieber was 16 when I got born. I don't think my mom would do that."
Where's Rain, your dad? No, he's not. Bro, I swear, Justin Bieber's not my dad. Scotty is my dad. I think Justin Bieber was 16 when I got born. Yeah, I don't think my mom would do that.
It's just such a quote from a 10-year-old. And,
Yeah.
like, imagining Kourtney Kardashian's 10-year-old child having free reign, if you will, on Instagram Live to respond to viewers' comments. That's got to be bad for the, like...
They are hurting because Chris keeps that PR on lock.
Yeah, like, Alabama is their biggest liability.
So, now if something happens to her, if she disappears somewhere, we know it was Kris Jenner.
Yeah. Well, Justin Bieber was not 16 whenever Rain was born, but there was a quote from a UK media article that came out that said, Kourtney Kardashian is said to be livid that her son Rain addressed a bizarre conspiracy theory that his biological father is Justin Bieber and not Scott Disick. Fans have speculated for 10 years about his true paternity, but they were left shocked when Rain addressed the rumors himself on Instagram.
It's like they've kept it hush-hush all this time
And
and just not
Alabama-
mentioned it. And then all of a sudden Rain's like, nah, Justin's not my daddy.
Yeah.
My daddy's Scotty Scott.
Yeah. And you just got, like, this, like, completely different personality of Alabama Barker on Instagram Live, like, just airing out the family like, just giving a 10-year-old the ability to say anything on the internet. Like, I think I, like, read more about that article. She said that she never talked to Rain about the rumors, and she would imagine this is the first time he had ever heard them. But apparently she was really upset because she doesn't want her 10-year-old, like, addressing any crazy conspiracies because, like, he is very liable to, like, get them into a lot of trouble, or there's obviously a lot of headlines about this news now, and, like, he's only a 10-year-old, so, like,
Yeah.
it's quite crazy that, like, it's gonna catch the news the way that it will. But Justin Bieber and Kourtney Kardashian were off and on hooking up for months in 2015, and at the time Justin Bieber was 21 and Kourtney was 36.
Okay.
So if you do look at Rain,
Like, you can see where people would have this theory.
I could see it being either of their child, honestly. But
You can make your brain see what you want it to, though.
Scott Disick and Justin Bieber aren't that different looking, though. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if you really look at, if I think about Scott Disick's face, Justin Bieber could look very similar to him in 20 years, you know?
Yeah, and like I said, you can make your brain, if you want to see that Rain looks like Justin, you'll see that.
Yeah.
If you want to see, I could think of someone else that doesn't even look like Justin or Scott, and I could be like, oh, that's actually Rain's dad. And if my brain wants to see it, I could make it morph and make it happen, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't it interesting, though, to think about how Courtney was hooking up with Justin when he was 21 and she was 36?
And he had hooked up with Kendall Jenner at that point.
Yeah, and I remember a long time ago there was speculation. This one wasn't true. It was just a picture of him and Kim on the beach, like, and Justin was actually like 16 or something.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that one was not true. But
why were y'all hanging out?
Yeah.
But there was this, it's one of my favorite, like, images. It's like Justin Bieber and Kris Jenner, and he tagged the Kardashians, like, in his Instagram caption and said, "Who's your daddy?"
That's so funny.
I know, like, I hate that he was, like, exploited in a way whenever he was a child, but some of the humor that came out of that, like, he played into it, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I know, too, it's a little like a double standard to be saying, like, isn't it crazy Kourtney Kardashian at 36 was hooking up with him at 21, because men do that kind of thing all the time.
Yeah, but I will say I think that's gross, too.
Yeah, I think it's both gross. And I just can't imagine. I'm not even in my 30s yet, and I can't imagine being with a 21-year-old.
No.
That
No.
would never happen with me. Never.
I'm sorry.
Why is that thought so funny?
You're like, that could never be me. Oh, okay. Ooh.
Do you remember back, probably end of last year, when Sydney, Sweeney, and Glen Powell were photographed together amidst all the promo and stuff for their movie they had
Anyone
together?
But You.
Yeah, that came out. And Sydney was engaged, and Glen, did he have a girlfriend?
He had a girlfriend at the time, I think. But they had been together for a long time.
And people were speculating, ooh, is something going on between the two of them?
They definitely played into it, though.
They did.
And it was good marketing material, because I probably wouldn't have watched it otherwise. And I did watch it because I was like, I kind of want to see this chemistry that they're talking about. Did you watch that movie?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did. I liked it, but I just wish that, I know that it's hard as a, I mean, I don't know, but as a big boob girl, Sydney Sweeney,
Yeah.
I'm like, I know that it must be hard because she's got a really tiny frame to find things that fit her correctly, because she has such big boobs in a tiny frame, but none of her bathing suits fit her correctly, and it was really bothering me.
That makes me want to look.
If you go back and look, you'll realize that they all kind of just fit improperly.
I see.
Like, it's always just kind of like the back is always riding up and like pulling.
Yeah, like it looks really cheap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can totally see that.
But yeah, there's more rumors this week that have sparked.
Well, I was doing some digging. So if you don't know, maybe a week ago, it hasn't been that long, maybe a month, I have no idea. But Sydney Sweeney called off her engagement, and she's been seen photographed without her ring. But according to Dumois, you know, whatever you want to do with that information, they actually broke up months ago, and they just announced it, which I'm sure is like really normal. But she attended Glen Powell's sister's wedding, and some people assume that's them going public. But according to Dumois, they were canoodling at the reception, but all the guests had to sign NDAs to go to the wedding.
Okay, so it wasn't meant to be public,
Nope.
but it ended up being public.
Yep. So all the guests had to sign NDAs, which it's Glen Powell's sister's wedding, so why? Unless, like, they just wanted her brother to feel, like, safe to, like, be himself.
Which I could see, because
Yeah.
he has, like, blown up
But
recently.
do you know who came out and said that they're not together, they're just friends?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell.
No.
Oh.
It was Glen Powell's mom. I don't believe her. She made a public statement saying that they were just friends.
Oh.
That's a weird, I don't know. Wouldn't your mom would probably be like, no, they're just friends because you're like, your mom would want to protect your privacy. And you know what? They might be just friends.
Yeah, friends with benefits. Just friends with benefits is
like,
what they are.
I just like, they might be friends. Like, they're both getting out of serious relationships. But, like, you would be crazy to think that you put Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell in a scenario, and then you told them, y'all have to have this on-screen romance, but y'all are both so freaking hot. Don't get real feelings for each other because y'all are both in committed things that aren't going well because y'all both obviously know it's about to end soon, I'm sure. And like, then you're both single and you're like, we'll just go hang out.
Yeah, let's like just hang out at a wedding real quick and that's all.
Yeah. There was an interview. Glen was asked in the interview. The wedding caused a little bit of a stir. Did that surprise you? That's all that they asked. Glen stated, you know, timing is everything in this world. And he said that while laughing and said Leslie and Sid are absolutely great friends, or obviously great friends, and it was a hell of a wedding. So he did not confirm nor deny.
But I think that in itself is confirming.
Yeah.
When you don't deny.
The statement, timing is everything, could be the timing of her wedding happened to line up with the breakup of Sydney and her fiance. Or it could mean the timing wasn't right whenever we first were around each other, but now we're both single and the timing is right. So that could really go either way too.
Yeah, but even if he was meaning it like about the wedding, it still is like, so her breaking up with her fiance, obviously there's feelings there if timing is right where you can ask her to like be your date for a wedding now. Yeah. So either way, it's like confirming that there's feelings, you know? And I mean, I think it's confirming more than that, but
yeah. Okay. Jill thinks that they're confirmed. So
I do. I think it was, they signed NDAs, they didn't want to go public, but then it ended up being public and now they like subliminally have confirmed.
I also feel like it's probably so new and she's so like newly single out of something from, they've been together since like 2018, so it's been a while. I could really see her not wanting to ever publicly be like, yeah, we're together. Because, like, that's a lot of pressure to put on, especially, like, both of them are at such big peaks of their career, I'm sure. And, like, especially Sydney, like, I feel like she's just going to get bigger.
And she's never started dating someone while she was famous before. Yeah. Because in 2018, when she started dating her ex, I mean, she might have been in a few roles here and there, but she was not a big name like she is today.
Yeah, not at all.
So she doesn't even really know how to navigate that yet.
Yeah. That's pretty much it on Sydney and Glen. Comment if you guys think they're together or not together.
Yes.
They're together. The next story, we're going to get into the next section. I think the next two segments should be called Flop Men.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, aren't they all flops?
Yeah.
Why is this a men-hating episode?
It is
Sorry.
today. It just is. And that's fine. We welcome it.
Yeah.
So Justin Timberlake cancels his world tour because he had the flu, allegedly.
Yeah, that's it. That's the reason. You know, because a flu lasts the amount of time that a whole tour does.
I know. Here's the thing. I looked into this, and I was like, I think the media's tricked us. Because I was listening to podcasts where people were talking about his world tour being canceled. He actually only canceled the last show of the first leg. This is the headline people are posting about.
So he didn't cancel the second leg of the tour?
The tickets are still for sale on his website. I was like looking because I was like, I don't see a post of him actually canceling the whole tour. It was just the last U.S. show of the first leg.
Okay.
So I was like, maybe like misinformation is going around.
I do know that, ticket sales weren't that great.
Yeah.
Because of, one, I think it started when Britney Spears' book came out and she kind of talked and divulged more into their relationship.
Yes.
People started kind of going against him.
There is an interesting connection to that at the end of this that I put in the notes that I just thought was so funny. There was a article on Daily Mail that said Justin Timberlake's flop era, slowed ticket sales to train wreck tour amid struggle to repair the Golden Boy image. There were concerts with only 11,000 people that were meant to be for 20,000.
Oof.
Yeah. Ticket sales were widely available all day, the day of the concert.
He's like, please buy my tickets.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the like suspected low ticket sales were also because he was only playing like a few songs from his past, even though like Justin Timberlake has really great music. Like he can be a flop man, but like there was a moment where like you put Timberland and like Justin Timberlake in a room and they're making magic.
Yes.
But apparently his set list it included 11 songs from his 2024 album that I don't even know the name of.
Me neither. Couldn't tell you.
No.
Don't know one single song.
No, I've never listened to it. I also could find, like I said, no evidence that he canceled the second leg of the tour, and tickets are still available for sale for the second leg.
So if you want to see the Justin Timberlake flop tour, you can still purchase those tickets.
Yeah, and he still has a lot of like festival shows lined up. One that I thought was interesting that I saw on his website, it's Lollapalooza Paris, and the headliner for night 1 is Olivia Rodrigo, huge name. Justin Timberlake is the night 3 biggest headliner. I know. I was like, I feel like they're not the same level.
Yeah. But if he chooses to play his bops from back in the day, I could see it more.
Which you would hope that he does.
And I think But you would hope that on a tour too.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just very weird, but I just thought it was interesting to compare. But going back to the Britney Spears book release, there was a period in October of 2023. October 20th is the day that the song came out. NSYNC came back together. Remember, we thought they were going to have this big reunion, and they released that horrible song for the Trolls movie.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Well, everyone was like, oh my God, like NSYNC's back together. Even if the song sucked, it seemed like they were going to do some kind of reunion tour.
Yeah.
On October 24th, 4 days after the NSYNC comeback song, Britney Spears released her memoir, The Woman in Me.
And she was roasting him in that.
She shut him down so quick, and now no one buys his concert tickets.
No. And I remember at that time he had done a performance or something, and he's like doing those like dance moves on the stage. And after that, when her stuff came out, people were roasting him fully, and I was here for it. I was dying.
Like, that's one thing I love about like getting older, because like in the moment, like watching those old like VMAs, whenever Justin Timberlake had his do-rag on and he was in the mic going, what you got? Like whatever he was saying, like in that moment. And then it cuts to Britney Spears, and they were trying to make her look like the way that they cut to her in the crowd. They like tried to make her look like she had something to be embarrassed about by like not being on stage. Justin's on stage, whatever, just getting her reaction. But in the moment, you can see that Britney was like, what is this?
Yeah.
You see, they call me late. Timberlake.
But we were all like mesmerized at the time.
We were.
And looking back at those videos, Britney saw it way before we did. She was like, no.
She got the ick.
Yeah, she did.
She got the ick, and she's like, I don't know what y'all see in this man.
I cannot wait to see that little clip put into this episode of him doing that, because it's so embarrassing. But like, it was of its time, I will say.
It's just funny to look back and think that everybody was eating it up.
Yeah,
like that there was any point in time where people were eating that up.
And then like we have like all of this just perspective now on who he was, what was going on with her, like looking back and just imagining the like behind the scenes, like the debrief of Britney with her friends whenever she left the VMAs that night. You know, she was like, people liked that.
Honestly, I would have gotten such the ick from a guy like Justin Timberlake. Or have you ever actually like been friends with a guy who thinks they can dance?
I'm trying to think.
Because I had a friend who thought he was Moose from A Step Up. Oh my God. Okay? We would go places, he'd break it out, anything would be playing.
I never had a friend like that. No, that's bad.
Okay, yeah. So I had a friend like that and gave me the ick.
Yeah, well, Justin Timberlake was one of my first crushes. Him and Aaron Carter, I really don't know who came first. It's like the chicken or the egg in my little girl brain. But my cousin told me, we were so young. I wish I knew how old I was, but she was like, did you know that Justin Timberlake has a penis? And I said, ew. I was like, I do not like him anymore. Like, I was imagining, like, in my head, it was just this dangly piece of skin between his legs, and it repulsed me as a little girl. And I'm not a lesbian, but, like, as a little girl, I just did not understand what that was. So I was like, ew, because in my head, boys were Ken dolls.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so weird the way that I looked at it, but I was repulsed. I actually got the ick from Justin Timberlake.
From knowing he had a penis. Okay. Okay, are we sure we're straight?
I am.
Just kidding. But yeah, so that was our first flop man. Who's our second flop man that we have on the roster?
Morgan Wallen.
Okay. He hit up SNL this past week.
Yeah, he did, and he was ready to go home.
Yep.
So it's alleged that he actually, before the taping night, he had declined to be a part of a musical skit. He was like being difficult to work with. He was replaced with Joe Jonas. We could put the skit in here, but I don't know how strict Saturday Night Live is on like copyright stuff on YouTube. It's basically like the concept of the skit. Did you watch it?
No.
It's people in like New York City, and they're like on TikTok and stuff, and it's like a song about like a big fat line, and it's people just waiting in line for things because other people are waiting in line for like mediocre things. Like, you wait in line because it went viral on TikTok for 2 hours to get a very mediocre piece of pizza was the principle.
Okay.
And so it was like a funny song about that. And then it cuts to Joe Jonas like singing or whatever. But Morgan Wallen declined to do that for whatever reason. We really don't know what was going on.
He probably just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Same reason he cancels all his concerts.
Exactly. But there is the TikTok of him walking off stage early if you haven't seen that.
Thank you so much to Morgan Wallen. I had a wonderful time. Thank you all.
I have seen it. I didn't know. Okay, so we just actually don't know why he walked off stage early. I thought, because I had seen this, but I thought I was missing context of some sort. I thought that like there was something said and he walked off, and I couldn't figure it out.
The show was over. To be fair, the show was over.
Okay.
He just chose to not celebrate with everyone.
Yeah, homie was just ready to go home.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, I did my part, I think.
Yes. Immediately after he left the stage in that manner, his team came out and made a statement that said that he thought the stage was blocked in the back and that he had gone on and off the stage in the front for rehearsals. So they claim that he didn't know, but this is not Morgan Wallen's first time on SNL. He also was on in 2020. But after his abrupt exit, he posted a photo with his private jet in the photograph, which I thought was hilarious. Get me back to God's country. I mean, come on. The private jet sent me, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's trying to be good old country boy.
Yeah.
You know, being like, God's country, I need to get back there. It's like, ride your horse back there then, Wallen.
Yeah. Here's the thing about him doing that. His fans, like the Morgan Wallen stans, they will eat it up that he did that. Because it's like New York City. It's the complete opposite of where he's raised. Because honestly, Morgan Wallen grew up like 2 to 3 hours from us. And he's in New York City. That is this very liberal place, very different. And Saturday Night Live is pretty progressive in the jokes and things that they make. Morgan Wallen, his image, who he is, the best thing he could have done for his niche of people that like him is act like he hated it there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like branding for him because I don't know. Well, there was discussion, sorry, I keep bringing her up, but they did talk about this today. And she was saying that the people, like one of the insiders was like, yeah, like, I mean, people just at SNL just do not vibe with him. Like, he's a racist. He's just very different from everyone that is on. That's alleged. I don't know if that's even true, but he's just very different from the people that are on that cast, and he was just ready to go, which I don't not understand.
See, my thing is that I understand, like, we've all been in situations where we're somewhere and it's like, get me out of this house party, or like, get me out of this place. I'm ready to go home. Yeah. Like, I understand that, but it's like, if you just wanted to be discreet and like get on out, then don't make a post with your private jet saying, get me to God's country.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's branding for him. You know, like, it makes his redneck friends go, yeah, fuck those, you know, New York people.
It's so annoying.
I know.
It's so obnoxious.
It is.
His brand, the people that follow him, I feel, are just like the country dickheads. Yes. I'm like, oh.
And if you guys have never been to our area of North Carolina, I don't know if you agree with this, but like, I feel like 75% of the men here look like Morgan Wallen cut and paste.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they do.
The mullet, the hat, and the truck. I cannot deal with it.
Yep. And they're like, I'm a good old blue collar country boy.
I'm so almost repulsed by men that look like that.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
They're like,
you can find one at the gas station. Come on down.
I don't know how we were raised here, but like, I'm not into that look. Like, they all look like Morgan Wallen. And before we get off of that, because he went on Theo Von's podcast, and Theo Von actually like brought that up to him. He was like, what do you think of like all these men that just like look like you? Like, what do you think about that? And he was like, yeah, man, it's crazy. But like, Morgan Wallen is most men where we are from. Mm-hmm. Like, I get why he has fans, and I understand why other people don't, because if they're not from an area like this, it doesn't make sense. And I'm not saying that they should support him or whatever, but like, he is the epitome of where we were raised.
Yeah.
Like, I just like, I can't even like put it in the words.
I think that's why he makes me cringe so bad.
Me too. Like, he is just like, I don't know. I'm just over it. I'm burnt out on the Morgan Wallens of the world. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Kenan Thompson made a statement. He said, Prince did the same thing. I'm not saying Morgan Wallen is Prince, but we weren't surprised because Prince was notoriously kind of standoffish. It's just how he was. So we just thought, okay, now he's gone back into fantasy land. However, he explained that Wallen's actions were definitely felt by everyone on stage. Thompson said, but Saturday, I guess it was just different because it was just felt so abrupt. And it was already such a small grouping on the stage anyway, so it was just like, oh, wow, that was pretty visible. You know what I'm saying? It was a pretty visible thing.
Yeah, that it was.
Yeah.
It just seems like, I don't know, again, going back to men not being able to control their emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
It's like a woman would just stand there till the camera's cut off. They were going to cut off in like 3 more seconds.
Yeah.
You know, make nice for 3 seconds longer.
But I'm telling you, this was the smartest thing he could have done, because like it
are people eating it up?
I think his fans would, and let me tell you why.
Tell me why.
When he posted that on Instagram, he now has a collection available for sale on his website that reads, "Get me back to God's country." And I'm telling y'all, it's the divide of like America. Like, you've got the people that are on Saturday Night Live that are from up north. They have different views than most people from the South. And then you've got Morgan Wallen fans. Like, they are going to eat up that he didn't give a shit to put on a face for that show. They love it. I know they do. They want to be rebellious.
It just gives me man baby.
Yes, it does.
It gives man baby who doesn't want to be here, and so he's going to storm off the stage.
Did you see the discussions being had about Morgan Wallen put out this song called "I'm the Problem" or "You're the Problem" or it's something, but like all of these girls are like, did Morgan Wallen just release a song that is explaining why my boyfriend who treated me so horrible is in the right? And yes, he did, and it's a number, like, it was a huge hit, and these girls are like,
he gaslighted a whole
exactly
through music.
Exactly. I'm telling you, his fans are gonna love him even more because he did this. I swear it.
Maybe his fans need to reevaluate.
They do. I want to find I'm going to say the lyrics to that Morgan Wallen song. We're really cooking the men on this episode, but I don't even care.
Me neither.
Let them have it. Y'all say women should be cooking. We're about to cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
We may not be in the kitchen, but we sure are cooking.
I want to read Morgan Wallen's lyrics to a song called I'm the Problem. This is the one where we're saying he's gaslighting an entire species.
Yeah.
Okay. You say I'll never change. I'm just a go around town with some gasoline. Just trying to bum a flame. Gonna burn the whole place down. And how do you explain ever falling in love with a guy like me in the first place? Then turn around and say that I'm the worst thing. I guess I'm the problem. And your miss never do no wrong. I'm so awful. Then why'd you stick around this long? And if it's the whiskey, then why you keep pulling it off the shelf? You hate that when you look at me, you halfway see yourself. And it got me thinking, if I'm the problem, you might be the reason. Like, y'all, this song makes me so mad.
It's saying, yeah, like, I'm a piece of shit, but, like, it's really your fault for staying with me.
Exactly. This song is the most triggering song I have ever heard. And whenever all the girls were, like, posting, like, did he just say I'm the problem because of you?
Yeah.
He just, like, with his whole chest. Y'all, this is why I'm telling y'all, Morgan Wallen is, like, the biggest plant. He's a fake. And I have bought concert tickets for him twice. Mm-hmm. Guess who didn't come to the concert?
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan freaking Wallen. Like, we got Carolina Country Music Festival tickets because we were like, it's at the beach. It's in Myrtle Beach. It will be so fun. We had a whole group. We've got a whole house. 2 weeks. No. It was 4 to 5 weeks before the festival. Morgan Wallen needs to go to rehab because he's done something again because he's drunk. And he says that he is going to take 6 weeks off. Our show was 5 weeks out from when this was happening. Okay. He came back to Instagram a week before the Carolina Country Music Festival after they had like already replaced his act or whatever. And he came back to Instagram right before our show and he was like back to performing that week. But they wouldn't have him come to the festival. And in our group chat for that trip, I remember we were like, oh my God, Morgan Wallen just like isn't doing any concerts or whatever for the next 6 weeks. And I said in the group chat, it's fine as long as he's not replaced by anyone like Kenny Chesney or somebody like that. Y'all, it was literally Kenny Chesney.
Oh, God.
I hate that genre of country and like he's just not my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. But we did get Brooks and Dunn, which was like classic country. So like that night was really fun. We ended up leaving early because I just did not care about any of the other people. And whenever we were at that festival, because we had already booked the house, we decided to just keep the tickets. Whenever we were at the festival, they had like this big drone show. And it made me so mad. The first night that Brooks and Dunn they were playing, and they did a drone show and they announced that Morgan Wallen was going to be at the festival next year. And I'm like, I bought these tickets for this year.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back next year. Mm-mm. I was so pissed. And then the next year, which was 2024, Morgan Wallen was supposed to have a concert in Charlotte. I forget. And there was
another reason that he couldn't.
There was another reason, and he had rescheduled whatever. And then the concert dates that he rescheduled to were like in the middle of my wedding season. So I was like, I can't go.
Yeah.
But there was this like moment, because I swear like Morgan Wallen has the PR team of steel, because he literally threw a chair off of a building and hit a police officer and didn't get any jail time. What? How does that happen? But there was the last time that Morgan Wallen like did a break from shows and stuff, it was this went under the radar, and I only knew about it. I wish we had the podcast then, because I swear we would have broke the story. So there was this moment where Morgan Wallen was at his concert moments before it started. Security guards had seen him. He was too drunk to perform.
Yes.
Well, they said that he was sick. He couldn't do it. People were already at the show. They got refunded, whatever. Then there was a story on BFFs from that incident where Livy Dunn, do you know who she is? Remember Brecky Hill? We talked about her.
We talked about
Brecky Hill wants to be Livy Dunn. She's the gymnast from LSU.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen was with Livy Dunn the night before. All freaking night. There was photo and video evidence. It's wiped from the internet. And he was with her all night. And for whatever reason, that story did not get picked up by the press. That he was actually out with these influencer girls. And like, they just let him cancel these shows. And I'm like, I will never buy concert tickets to him again. They're so expensive.
He doesn't have to be held accountable for anything.
No.
He gets to act like a little man baby. He gets to storm off stages and not play nice, even in a professional setting.
Yeah.
He gets to cancel shows whenever he wants to. And he doesn't have to do anything that he doesn't want to. He's a little man baby. I can't stand him.
Yeah, no. And it's like, I just can't believe people continue to buy his concert tickets, and they're so expensive.
I can't believe people continue to like his music.
I know.
After he wrote a song gaslighting all women.
If I'm the problem, you're the reason, he said. Oh my God. That makes me so mad.
He's literally, you guys, I don't think that all of our viewers fully understand that he's the epitome of every man that we hate around our town, okay?
Literally. Do you know who Remi Badger is?
No.
She's an influencer. I really don't know what she does. She is a plus size, has always been a plus size influencer.
Okay. Is she just on Instagram or like
I really don't. I want to say she got big on TikTok. Okay. I just remember seeing her involved in ads and stuff for the Bay's like luggage company. She was a guest on BFFs, which is how I knew her. But I guess she was like going under a fire because she worked with brands that would only like sell, or not only sell, but they would always offer like clothes that were really large sizes, like making sure that it was inclusive for everyone. And that was always her thing. Well, she's lost 140 pounds, I think is what she said.
Yeah.
And she hadn't talked about it at all. She had kept it super, super private. And then she surprisingly like comes out with this episode on Khloe Kardashian's new podcast. That podcast is called Khloe in Wonderland.
What?
I know that our name is Glitter Gel Pen, but that is the worst podcast name. It's just really bad.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It could literally be the Khloe Kardashian podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I just, whatever. But Remi went on there and she like told her story. Honestly, Khloe did a really good job like talking to her about it because she was addressing how like a lot of people, even when Khloe said how she lost the weight, people were like, you're lying. And she was like, I don't know what they want from me, because she was like, I literally have muscles on my body and I can't like have muscles by not going to the gym, but everyone's telling me that I didn't just lose the weight from going to the gym, but that's my truth, so whatever. She was like, I've had a nose job and that's it. I don't know about that. But,
yeah. I'm not buying that full story,
no,
Khloe,
but I understood kind of what she was saying. Like,
yeah.
She does spend a lot of time in the gym because she does have muscles. But Remi went on to say that she was contemplating her weight loss surgery, and the one that she did was really, really new. I don't fully understand the premise of the surgery, but it's not something that's done very often. She said she tried like Ozempic, and it made her very sick. She didn't want to deal with that, but her weight was becoming a thing where like she was having a lot of health issues. Like her period was 24/7 instead of being like a cycle, and just all kinds of things like that. So she wanted to do something crazy, drastic. And she had a boyfriend at the time. Well, she did the weight loss surgery and apparently had a horrible experience afterward. And I understand like people get to a point with their weight where they just need to change something, but like the stuff that she went through, she was like, I thought I just ruined my entire body and the rest of my life was going to be so awful. And she said she has to take like so many vitamins every day just to like sustain, because she can't eat a lot or whatever it is. And I knew people whenever I was young that had like gastric bypass surgery, where they like take a part of your stomach. I think makes it smaller.
Yeah.
This seems similar to that, but it's very, very intense. But anyway, so she went on to talk about how like the public like was treating her as if she was being scandalous by not discussing her weight loss because she's been a plus size influencer.
Well, I think this comes in because I follow a lot of like plus size creators and content creators on YouTube and stuff like that. And they all seem to have a problem when they do decide to lose weight. It's like they built their whole entire brand and thing around being plus size.
Yeah.
So then when they want to make a change, and you know, they're really big into like body positivity and all that kind of thing. And so when they want to make a change, people take it kind of offensively because their whole audience most of the time is plus size. So when they're saying, hey, I'm going to lose weight, they're feeling like offended, almost as if like you're telling me that I need to lose weight as well.
Yeah.
And that what happened to all this body positivity stuff? Does that mean you don't think that you're beautiful at that size and therefore you don't think I'm beautiful at that size?
Yeah. And I understand it, honestly. Like, I get that. It's almost like a parasocial relationship. Like, her body is my body. And then whenever her body's not your body anymore, like, you probably feel like it probably gives you like an insecure feeling from that.
Yeah.
And she was telling Khloe, like, Khloe, you were always the one, like, the celebrity of like the 2010 era, like, that I was like, I want, like, she is so famous and successful, but she looks like me. So, like, she's normal. But she was like, whenever you lost weight, I never felt mad at you. Like, I never felt, she was like, but I guess it's just like she had a healthier relationship with the way she looked up to her. So, like, I do get it. Remi did say, like, she was like, I will never forget the brands that are reaching out to me now that never reached out to me before. She was like, I will never work with a company that doesn't offer everyone a size of clothes. So, like, she did say she was standing on all of that stuff.
It's like her values didn't change.
Yeah.
She just wanted to make a change personally for herself.
But I thought it was interesting because she was, like, saying that she was kind of struggling with her identity because she did build this persona and this life being this certain way, and she is not that person at all anymore. And like that would be such like an interesting like mind shift to have, and like you see like people treat you differently whenever you look one way compared to the other. It was honestly like a really good episode. Like I thought it was all very interesting, and I kind of just felt for her because she was like, I don't want to be an advocate for people that should lose weight, because she was like, I don't know that I would recommend this to anyone. She was like, it's easier for me to say because I'm where I chose to be or whatever. But she was like, I never asked to be an advocate for people to lose weight. And now that's what I'm looked at as. And it was just an really interesting conversation.
I mean, yeah, it is interesting. I've seen so many creators, when they do decide to lose weight, they don't even, how people are mad at her for not disclosing or not like talking about it. Most people don't, because it's like they're scared. People actually get mad.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really extreme. Like, it's the creator's body.
Yeah.
Like, they can do what they want. And it's like, at the end of the day, if you followed them because you felt like maybe, like a lot of the people that I follow are fashion girlies, and so I get inspiration because I'm like, if it looks good on them, like then it'll probably look good on me too. Like that's a good style for me, you know. And at the end of the day, like we're in the world of social media, so it's like if you don't relate to them anymore, then just don't watch their content. If it bothers you that bad, just don't watch their content and find someone else because there's plenty of them out there, you know.
No, I agree. I know that I feel like once Trisha has her baby, I really think she's going to go on like a weight loss journey because she's talked about it so much.
She said she was about to start Ozempic and then she got pregnant. So
And Jeff went on her podcast and they were discussing like I think they should make a documentary out of it, because watching Trisha transform would be like the most entertaining thing, especially with their dynamic. It would be good.
You know, she'd just be like, I just really want a chicken nugget.
Yeah. Like. But I could see a lot of her fans having that reaction, and there might be a shift in everyone loves Trisha. Trisha is like our icon, like she's manifesting all of her dreams, but not that she should or that it's fair, but I could totally see her losing a bunch of weight and becoming perceived differently.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the time I've noticed like with other people, and because I've been just throughout life all over the weight scale, you know, and I feel like you are perceived when you're larger, you're perceived as like funny, you know, with what you say. And then if you're smaller and you make the same jokes or do the same things, then it can be seen as like you're bitchy or you're just trying to look hot or you're just trying to do this or that. And it's like, I'm literally doing the same thing that I, like, my personality is the same, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that might be the case with Trisha, how she sits and, like, she can be snarky and, like, talks on her podcast, and we think that it's funny and hilarious and whatever. But if she loses a lot of weight, I could see people taking her differently at that point.
I know you listen to just Trish as much as I do. Not that I really want them to stop, because I actually like hearing Trisha and Oscar talk about weight and food, and like they have a sense of humor about it, which I feel like gives me because I do compulsively think about it, like I can't help it. But sometimes I wonder if I think about it so much because I listen to them so much, and they like really talk about body image and like skinny people or not skinny people. Like it's a conversation with them on every episode, like being fat. Like Trisha calls herself fat all the time. What, like, do you think it makes you think about it more, or does it have an effect on you?
The only reason that I'm gonna say it doesn't have an effect on me is because even before Just Trish came about, I mean, I thought about it compulsively and a lot. So it's like I can't really like not think about it. I can't turn my brain off. At this point, been around so long and thinking about it, I can't turn it off and not think about it.
I get that.
So, you know, if you're someone who never had those thoughts, I could see it maybe being a little triggering or problematic, because you're then thinking about it and you're like, oh, like, should I be eating this? Or like, oh, this is going to make me fat, or like whatever. But it already was with me.
I'm the same way. Like, I really spend every moment, not every moment, but like there's a point in every day where I question, do I look okay? Or like, do I, like, anything, just questioning yourself in that way. But there have been moments where like someone will walk into the room while I'm listening to Trisha, and like it's like I get self-conscious because I'm like, God, they probably think that I'm like obsessively thinking about like fat, skinny food, weight loss, weight gain, like any of it, because they do talk about it a lot. And maybe that's just on me. I also, like, whenever I'm in a health, like doing anything for my health, I consume health content because I feel like it keeps me like focused on it.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes when Trisha's talking about Chili's, I want to go to Chili's.
Yeah.
Really bad.
I want the triple dipper.
Yeah. So like I do try to like watch motivational content in that way, and it can make me get a little bit compulsive about it. But it was just something I was thinking about the last few days because they really went into it on one of the episodes this week. I was like, God, they are like going in on this like weight loss conversation. But I guess it was because of Remi for the most part too.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I just am to where stuff like that doesn't really trigger me quite as much anymore, or like make me think too much more about it. But I mean, there was like a time, even still, with, because I'm the same way, when I am doing good, I watch more of health or like fitness creators to like keep me on track and stuff. And I'll be like really into them. And if I get one bad weekend where I just like eat what I want, I like can't watch them, or I feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I had a moment this week.
Oh, by the way, since we share the glitter gel pen TikTok, I am now on SkinnyTok.
Oh,
so
no. I'm so
the
sorry.
algorithm is catered to SkinnyTok now.
I'm so sorry, because let me tell you what SkinnyTok did to me this week. So I have never done the calorie deficit thing. I've kind of talked about it on here. Oh, another thought I had about Remi is like, whenever you share that you're doing a weight loss thing and you fail, it's like excruciatingly embarrassing, even though nobody probably cares.
Yeah.
So like, not only do you have the self-guilt of like failing, but then it's the pressure that you posted about it online. That's why I would never post a weight loss thing before I did it.
Yeah.
This girl from my high school just posted like this is me right now, and I'm about to change my life. And I was like, I loved it, because I was like, you are so bold to do that, because like you're admitting that like you look a way that you're unhappy with publicly, and that you're about to go through this really hard. It's so hard to do this. So like, I just respected her so much for doing it. Anyway, I just wanted to say that so I didn't forget.
Yeah.
But I have been doing the calorie deficit thing. I have been doing really, really good. Like, there have been maybe like 1 or 2 days where like I've went over, and it was by like less than 100, and I'm exercising. So like, never have I done anything like this before. until I had this ice cream that I found. It's called Double Dunker. Are you familiar with this flavor?
No.
It is mocha and chocolate ice cream with pieces of brownie and cookie dough. I am a sweet tooth chocolate fanatic, and Liv Schmidt is the queen of SkinnyTok. She started it all. Well, I normally have been eating ice cream whenever I want it because it really has allowed me to like feel free. Like I feel like I can eat whatever I want. So I would normally put my, 2/3 of a cup of ice cream into a bowl, sit down on the couch, watch something, eat it, enjoy it. Well, Liv Schmidt said, for a dessert, I try to only have like 3 bites of something really rich. She was like, the first bite is always the best, and it's like this awesome moment. The second bite is just pure enjoyment, and the third bite is your grand finale. You're done. You after you have that third bite, what else do you need?
See, I would be breaking the rules with that, but I would listen. I'd have 3 bites. They would be heaping, and they would be way bigger than the spoon, and they'd be like scoops just in a bite.
Let me tell you what I did, because in my head I was like, I'm following the rules. So I did the 3-bite trick. I put the ice cream away. They were normal bites. It was good. It honestly helped me until an hour later. I opened up the carton and I was like, okay, there's 3 more bites. Just 3 more bites. The bites got bigger and bigger. And before I knew it, almost the whole carton of ice cream, because I didn't get the ice cream out and put it in a bowl. It was just a bottomless pit. And you know how whenever you have like cookie dough and an ice cream, like it'll start showing a little bit, and there's a. You're like, I gotta get this bite with all the things on it. I kept seeing the gold in the ice cream, and I was like, oh, I got to get this.
And scoop. I know you were hungry.
I was. It was late at night. It was late at night, and then I ate it, and I was like, shit. Like, there's still some. I did stop myself. I was like, okay, one more big bite, and then I'm out of here.
You're like, there's only 3 bites left. I'll leave that.
I know I ate 900 calories on ice cream, and I did not care. I was like, that was so good. Well, I went upstairs feeling kind of bad about myself, and I opened up TikTok, and it's a video of Liv Schmidt standing there flipping her stupid blonde hair, and she says, what you eat in private doesn't stay private, babe.
It's like she knew.
I know. I hadn't hit my 10,000 steps for that day either, and my ass went outside at 11 p.m. and took a lap.
Oh, God.
I was like, bitch, at least get your 10,000 steps in today. Do not go to bed like this. And on the bright side of it, I was like horse laughing at myself because I wasn't feeling bad. It was just so funny that she clocked me the way that she did. I was just like, wow, she really like spoke to me and has no idea.
So we learned a lesson to just make the serving size, put it in a bowl,
put it in a bowl, and do not eat out of the carton of ice cream.
Even if it's just 3 bites, don't take 3 bites out of the carton.
I'm talking the bites are like they're bigger than a scoop.
That would have been me though. I would have been like 1 bite, like
it's
yes.
It's like I have this love-hate relationship with SkinnyTok because I think it's like you have to know what you can handle, and I can't handle the 3 bites. I just need my portion, and then I go sit down, and then the walking has helped me because I'm like, I'll forget that I want something sweet. Like, I'll eat something small and sweet and then go for a walk or whatever, but I have not lost weight since I first lost, like, 5 pounds or whatever it was. My weight has stayed the same, so I haven't weighed the last few days because I am like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it's like I can't look at the scale every day. If I look at it every day, I will like want to. There were times when I was at my skinniest, I'd gain like 0.2 pounds, so like 2 ounces.
Yeah.
And I would want to like cry.
Yeah.
The next day, I'd be like, what did I do wrong yesterday?
And it could literally be water.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
And like women's bodies fluctuate. We're a little heavier like the week before our period. We're obviously heavier on our period. Then we get off of it, and it's like we aren't bloated anymore, so we lose weight, but then you can't compare that to the next week either. Like, we fluctuate so much.
Weighing yourself is almost so pointless. Like, as a woman, like, all you can do is, like, eat better and, like, exercise.
Yeah.
Or move a little more. You don't even have to exercise, but, like, just move a little more. But
I honestly just weigh to know, like, a general area because it's like if you lose 20 or 30 pounds, you've obviously changed in appearance.
Right.
It's not like, oh, you lost 2 pounds. Like, okay, like that could fluctuate in the next day or two.
Yeah.
So,
And I've always heard measurements are the best way to tell a difference because your muscle's going to weigh more. And what was it? I don't remember, but they were like, measure your arms, legs, butt, waist, hips. And like, that's always where you'll see the biggest difference. Like, that's always going to be consistently going down unless you are lifting crazy amounts of weights.
Yeah. But then, like, sometimes I'm like, like, when I first started, I'm like, I don't want to take my measurements. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to know. Yeah. I just want to live in pure bliss.
Yeah.
Like,
or what I like to do is, like, have a piece of clothing that you, like, put on for your before photos.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just use that piece of clothing to be, like, my
marker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do that, too. I always make sure I get real particular. Some people aren't particular with their, like, before and afters. And so I'll always be, like, a little critical. And I'll be like, they took that at a different angle. I know it makes their butt look bigger.
I know.
So when I take my before and afters, I take it in the same clothes, and I stand the same way, and I take it at the same angle because I'm like, I got to know that this is exact. Like, I got to know that there is a difference here.
Yeah, no, I agree. This time I did a video in a bikini because I was like, if I did want to post it, I don't think that I will. I'm not really like, I don't know. I don't post in my bikini.
Yeah.
Like, I've never really been like that much. So, like, I've also never been at the body that I want to be at. So, like, maybe that all, like, speaks to itself. But I did a video this time, like, and I, like, stood, like, so specific, and I, like, rotated, like, in the bikini, and I don't know, but I'm the same way. Like, I'll look and be like, no, she's standing slightly different. Like, everything's the angle's a little off.
Or, like, if the angle's higher, I'm like, of course that's a better angle. Like, it's going to look like you're slimmer.
So what's new with you?
Just been working and also trying to eat better, you know?
It really is a hobby. You have to make it a hobby.
Yeah, you have to be like, this is fun. This is now what I do in my spare time. My fun time is to starve myself. Just kidding.
No, I completely agree. Like, yesterday, I, like, spent time, like, just thinking of meals that I could, like, have ready and made, like, a grocery list. Like, I don't know, but I also enjoy going to the grocery store whenever I'm trying to do something different. It, like, makes it more exciting to me, and I know that I'm going to be trying new recipes and stuff, so I like that. But yeah, my progress has been very, very stagnant.
But it all comes together eventually, you know? Like, it takes, you don't see it day by day, and then eventually it's like, oh, wow, my pants, like, are fit different, you know,
for
whatever,
sure.
So.
And I'm trying to not spend any extra money until my birthday, which is, like, at the end of May. Mainly because I don't have any, but also because, like, I'll go through phases where I'll just buy, like, little $5 to $10 items, like, and it won't be anything, but it really adds up after a while. And I'm trying to just not do that on anything that I do not need besides groceries, like, until the end of May, just to get my personal bank account back to breathing again.
Nice. Yeah, well, the next time that you see us, we will have met Trisha Paytas.
Yeah, actually, when you're watching this episode, we'll have met her. That's what I'm saying. Like, we meet her in 2 days. What are you going to wear?
I don't even know yet.
I remembered that I have this, like, dress that's hot pink and orange, and I was like, it's like Trisha and Glitter Jelpin coming together.
I'm going to have to look for something in my closet that's pink, and if I can't find anything, I might have to go to Dillard's.
I don't really wear pink. That's why I never wear that dress. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It has shorts under it, so it's kind of, like, sporty. But I haven't decided what I'm going to wear. What is our plan for that day? What time are we starting our Trisha day?
Probably early. I kind of want to make it an event, okay? I was talking to someone at my work about how I was going to go meet Trisha Paytas this weekend, and this person doesn't even know who she is because she's very removed from the YouTube world, you know? But I was talking to her about how I was going to meet Trisha Paytas, and I was like, no, like, this is actually crazy because I've been following her. I haven't the whole time loved her. There's been times where I've been like, you know, she's being a little bit crazy for me. So, but I've been following her and on and off a fan since I was literally 13 years old. So it's like
crazy.
She's like one of my first real like parasocial relationships. And I'm like, I'm going to meet that. Like, I'm calling her a that. I'm like, I'm going to meet her? What? So, yeah, I want to make it an event because you only meet Trisha Paytas once.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not nervous to meet her like I was with Jeff at all. I feel like he kind of broke the ice.
Yeah.
And Trisha's like a woman, so it's just a little bit easier to talk to. Like, what is wrong with us?
Yeah, she's a little bit easier to talk to, but we'll figure out. And, you know, if you guys want to follow along to see how it goes meeting Trisha, obviously subscribe. Follow us on our social media at Glitter Gel Pen Pod.
Yeah, we aren't 100% sure what all content we're going to make. I think we're going to try to get a vlog, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. And I'm sure, I mean, we'll post our pics with her on our Glitter
We'll post
Gel Pen
those
Pod.
everywhere. Like, the photos with Jeff are one thing, but I feel like we can really take them on with Trisha to be like, no, we're about to slay. We're not smiling like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not afraid to ask.
Yeah.
I'm like, Trisha, slay right now.
We have to serve. Okay?
Yes. But yeah, that's exciting. And then I don't think there's like much else new going on. I mean, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't know why I'm not nervous about it, but like, if you told us 23 weeks ago that that's what we'd be talking about, like, I'd be like, huh?
I think that we're not that nervous because she literally feels like she's our friend. That she just hasn't, she doesn't know us, but like, I feel like we're friends.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just going to go like see my friend, my faraway online friend that
doesn't know we exist. I know.
For the first time, I'm going to see her.
I'm also excited to meet people that are there because I feel like her fans are our people. Like, just because I mean, we both kind of watched Just Trish since the beginning of it starting. It's very new, but it's like, I don't know. I just feel like they also understand me in a way.
Yeah, and I feel like the fans of Just Trish are kind of like the same chronically online, but also chronically online for the same people, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, there's something about Trisha fans too where like her episodes are so long. So if fans are listening to 2 hours of anything like that, like, we're all a little cuckoo, right? Like, that's a crazy thing to listen to for 2 hours, and we all love it. So, like, I feel like we just have a lot in common.
Me too, even though we haven't met these people.
I know.
We haven't met Trish, we haven't met her fans, but we just know we're going to be friends with everybody.
I know. So. And maybe the next time you see us or when you're watching this, we'll have some crazy hard-hitting story on, like, how it went or something crazy that happened. Like, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
So make sure, click subscribe, do all the things, and keep up with that.
Yeah, rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We upload new full-length episodes every Monday, clips all week throughout, and then we upload shorts on pretty much everywhere too.
Yep. So that's it. TTYL.
Bye.